Hey, butterflies. This is your girl, Sharon K. Griffin, aka Madam Butterfly. I hope that you had the opportunity to flap your wings. Yes, come out of your cocoon and flap your wings on this week. Okay. Let me tell you, life is challenging, but guess what? You can make it better in your own personal space. How you choose to make it better. Okay. So, before I go forward and introduce my guests, you know I have my upcoming virtual book tour getting ready to start. 134 reasons you can't find a man. There are so many women who are without a man and who are wanting and searching for love. And because of that, of course, I had to write the book. Why? Been married 5 times. So, hey, I could teach you a little something that I know. But anyway, I have a very wonderful guest on this evening. Yes, her name is Dawn Haynes, and she is a former celebrity A-list stylist. Okay, not just B and C, A-list. Okay, but she handed in her pumps and her handbags for a sledgehammer and for houses. So I'm going to let her further introduce herself because she has a very interesting and unique story. I met her on Clubhouse. So, yes, here is Miss Dawn Haynes. Hi, Dawn.
Flapping my butterfly wings.
Yes, honey, yes.
I'm a monarch. I'm a monarch butterfly.
I know that's right. They are so beautiful.
Yes, they are.
I love butterflies because that was my sign from God to know that I was on the right path.
I love that. That's beautiful.
And that's why I talk about the butterflies a lot. But I'm not here to talk about me. I'm here to talk about you.
I know. It's so funny because while on Clubhouse, we talk about ourselves all day long. So sometimes I'm like, I've heard so much about myself from myself.
Right. But tell my audience who you are and why you did what you did.
All right. Well, I'm Dawn Haynes. I started in the fashion industry when I was about 15 or 16 years old. I met Tina Marie when I was 16.
Nice.
One of my cousins was like, Tina Marie lives in Inglewood. You got to come see her. And I didn't believe him. She had It Must Be Magic, Square Biz, Portuguese Love,
Yes.
all these hot songs. And he was telling me that she lived in Inglewood. Sure enough, she did. And she came out of her little apartment. I was teeny. I was a little thing.
Okay. You look teeny now.
I'm still teeny, but I was really
okay.
I'm a $120 now. I might have been 99 pounds then.
Wow. Okay.
No, but at any rate, no, she just was really an amazing woman. And I was, in high school, but also going to college.
Okay.
So I had my little Spitfire. And I told her, that I really loved her music and that, I was going to college and that I wanted to be an entertainment attorney. Okay. And at that time, there wasn't a whole lot of Black women running entertainment attorney offices and doing that type of work. So, so we talked for a little bit. Our security came out. I introduced myself to him, and I had just came back from horseback riding.
Okay.
So she was all intrigued with, the fact that I ride horses. So I invited them to go horseback riding with me the next day. And that's how my friendship started with her. She ended up asking me if I wanted to go on tour. And I said, no, I have to tell you the truth. I'm in high school and I'm in college. So you have to ask my mama. So my mother cooked dinner and my mom, they met, they hit it off. And my mom gave her blessings. And I went on tour with her. And she taught me everything about the music business.
Nice.
At 17, 18, 19, I toured with her. Frankie Beverly and Maids.
I love them.
Patti LaBelle, all kinds of people, because back then, the tours during the summertime, they were sponsored by Budweiser,
Wow.
so they had a lot of money to do big tours, and different states. Anita Baker,
Yeah.
Andros, and as it went on,
What about Phyllis Hyman?
well, I met Phyllis Hyman. She wasn't on. I'm not. I mean, Phyllis Hyman was great, but she wasn't selling out stadiums.
Okay.
Big artists doing these types of events. But I met Phyllis Hyman in New York. One of my friends knew her and took her to her loft. She overlooked the park in New York. It was beautiful. She was tormented, but what a beautiful voice.
Yeah. You said tormented. A
Yeah,
lot of people think that fame is everything. And I tell people it's lonely at the top.
yeah, I've seen it.
How'd you get your foot in the door? I know you spoke of Tina Marie, but what was it about you
Yeah.
that she was so welcoming? Because I know a lot of celebrities and athletes are very standoffish.
Hmm. Well, I think that I still hold within me. I never dim my light.
Yes.
I don't care if I'm around Halle Berry, Eddie Murphy, Queen Latifah, I'm still shining.
Right.
And no, I've never been intimidated. Even, I hung out with Prince, I hung out with Whitney Houston, all of them. And I gravitate towards them and they gravitate towards me. And I think it's not just confidence, but it's also, I carry a peaceful spirit,
Yes.
and I don't want anything from them. And because my mother and father, were fairly successful, and when my father passed away, my father was one of the inventors of silly putty. So,
Okay. Oh, nice.
so I grew up in Connecticut, and
Okay.
and we were. I'm not saying we were rich, but we were affluent, and I had confidence. And
Right.
so,
Right.
young lady meeting celebrity, I wasn't thinking, oh my God, these are uh
I know what you're saying.
these
These aren't special. Well, these aren't special people, like kind of deal.
right. So
Okay.
so yeah, so I wasn't intimidated by them.
Okay. It's really interesting because being around some of them,
Hmm.
um, especially the women, some of the women want me to bow down or kiss their ass and I'm like, no, like everyone's the same to me.
Exactly. Did you
So it
hear?
could be, I'm gonna treat the bum on the street with loving kindness,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna treat the celebrity and you and whoever else with loving kindness because that's who I am.
Exactly.
And I never thought that there was like big I's and little U's
Mm,
because all at the end of the day, we all just die.
right. Wow.
So I don't get all foo-foo and fluff and
Right.
I'm just like whatever.
I
But
like.
tell me about the styling. Like, I love your style right now. To me, you look fabulous. Like, I love the colors, the brightness. I love the glasses. I love the hair up a little.
Thank
Like,
you.
it doesn't take much.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We get to a point too where, like, especially during COVID, I've just like, I've had to go within, as most
Yes,
people, you get to spend a lot of time with yourself, and so
yes.
for the last year, I really got to learn more about myself by being alone. So I'm very comfortable in my skin. I don't put a whole lot of makeup on. I don't, do
Okay.
a lot, but I like good conversation. I like,
Yes.
quality time with people. But I'm going to jump into your question about styling. So, initially going out with Tina was just as like a valet, which is a glorified flunky, if you will.
Well,
you,
it's like a personal assistant.
you do every damn thing.
Okay.
They wake you up in the middle of the night to go get Tina's craving cotton candy. What?
Okay.
We're in Detroit. I got to go find cotton candy. So I almost felt like I was being hazed. I felt like I was joining a sorority. But I mean,
Oh, can't hear you.
Team might be calling me.
Uh-huh.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So so I ended up working with her as just that, but over time they gave me the job of making sure all of the cases, the wardrobe cases, all of that stuff was cleaned every week. They made
Okay.
sure, they gave me jobs that when she came off of the stage, I had to do the quick changes, take her out of one outfit, put her in the next, and I was really good at it. So
Yeah.
before you know it, people started asking, "Who's the girl that does your quick change, Tina?" Oh,
Uh-huh.
that's, and she, so then people started asking me to design and style for them. So I
Nice.
mean, my ride after Tina, I really just started getting more into like working with TLC and Queen Latifah and Nia Long and all these actresses and actors in the business
Yeah.
started hearing about me.
I
And
love it.
yeah, and so that was like, at that point I really started styling. It was no more like costumes and all that.
Okay.
It was styling. And so I would get these big budgets and we would have meetings and consultations at Motown for Queen Latifah or TLC. At that time, Pebbles was TLC's manager. I
Okay.
had met
Wow.
her. I had met Pebbles because Karen White and I went to high school together. And
Okay.
so Karen in LA and Babyface did that whole, studio thing. And so Pebbles would come in and like my style. So she's
Nice.
like, I want to hire you for, this group that's getting ready to come out.
Okay.
And by that time I had an agency. I don't know if you're familiar with the fact that I owned an agency called Dawn to Dusk Agency.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, it was I represented hair, makeup, wardrobe stylists, and photographers. So any
Okay.
magazine like the Source magazine or Vibe or Ebony or Essence or any of those magazines, my entire glam squad was hired to do these magazine editorial covers or, you know, the insides of these magazines. And then you would see my agency name. So
Nice.
I started representing like Sam Fine and
Okay.
Roberto Leone and all these people who started doing En Vogue. They did all of
Okay.
Vogue and Vanessa Williams, Jada Pinkett Smith, Mary J. Blige. My company did the glam squad and created the looks for all of the major Black celebrities, hip
I
hop
love
artists,
that.
R&B, whatever. We were like the pioneers of creating these phenomenal, beautiful looks for the, like you said, the A-list celebrities.
That's
So
wonderful.
yeah,
Have you ever heard of the right look with Latasha Wright?
yeah, of course, yes. And
Okay, I actually I had taken in a homeless young lady years ago,
mm-hmm,
right? And I don't know how I hooked up with Latasha Wright, but I got this young lady like to be a PA to her. But
mm-hmm.
the young lady never did the work, so I ended up doing the work.
Oh wow, there was
So
Crystal Wright too. Do you remember Crystal Wright?
no,
She had the Crystal Agency. She came after me, and then this other lady, Dion Perrineau, opened,
okay,
and then Margaret Maldonado, who was married to, I don't remember which one of the Jacksons, but she opened an agency in New York.
wow.
Yeah, so it was good. But tell me, finish your story.
No, and it was just that's how I kind of got my foot in the door with her, and I just really enjoyed the process. And then I also practiced dental hygiene, and I was the hygienist for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Wow.
And it just made me want to be in the industry
Mm-hmm.
even more. So back to you and not me. So you were styling and you had your own agency
Mm-hmm.
and you were on A-listers.
Right.
And here you are now, like in boots with a sledgehammer and
Mm-hmm.
knocking down homes. Like, what made the transition?
And there's so much that happened in between that, though. Like I then started styling Usher, Common,
Okay.
Halle Berry, Eddie Murphy, and I got burnt out.
That was my next question.
I got burnt out. I was traveling with them. I mean, I know it sounds, oh, woe is me, poor thing, but it really does. Like, you start catering so much to other people. And my mother passed away.
Okay, sorry to hear that.
Thank you. And then Tina Marie passed away.
I remember I met her at Holly Berry's event that she has for domestic violence
Yes.
at the Beverly Hills Hotel. I met her there, and she had a cane at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah, she was having strokes and they didn't know why. And I
Okay.
can reflect back on, that's a whole nother story. But anyway,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So after they both died 1 year after each other, that they were my maternal, they raised me. And I
Yes.
lost like a huge part of my spirit and my soul. And I needed to regroup. So I sold my house and I moved to the Caribbean. I moved to St. Martin. Yeah, it was a lifelong dream. I moved to St. Martin. I found a house on water and I started renovating homes there. I started helping
Wow.
these really like successful people to turn their homes into bed and breakfast and Airbnbs. And so I started doing interior design instead of clothing. I started doing,
Yes.
and so that went over really well. I stayed there for 2 years. Then I came back to the United States
Okay.
and I started buying houses. And as
Okay.
I was buying them, I literally was like, okay, I don't like this bathroom. Let's just remove the bathroom. Before you knew it, I removed the windows, the doors, everything. And then I would renovate it and sell it. And I would double my money.
Nice.
And so I started learning and I started hanging out with these contractors to the point that I would just get my own jackhammer and start jackhammering the driveway, or I would get
Uh-huh.
and just start knocking the hell out of all of the cabinets. Then I learned how to drive a tractor. And so
Okay.
most women don't drive tractors. So
Right.
I drive the tractors, and the guys that were employed by me was really impressed. So they would say, why don't you get your license? So
Uh-huh.
instead of me getting my license, I just ended up buying homes and working as a owner builder. So as
Okay.
an owner builder, you don't have to have a contracting license, and you just get your own insurance on the homes that you purchase. So I
Okay.
decided that that would be my newfound love and my purpose, and I'm on my fourth house now, and it's been a how can I say, it's a whirlwind. I start from nothing, and I moved to, where are we going? And I moved to sorry, and I just, at this point in my life, I feel like anything that I set my mind to do, I could do it. There's not too many things that I'm afraid of.
So, okay, with that, it has to be some type of spirituality.
Absolutely.
Tell me about it. Because
Okay.
I'm very spiritual.
Well, I've always been spiritual. I don't know if you're familiar with Agape. He was Michael Beckwith. He was
Yes.
a huge part of The Secret.
Yes.
Yeah, and so I've been going to Michael Beckwith for more than 25 years. So this is
Okay.
nothing new for me. I've always been. My mother never forced religion on us. So
Okay.
when I met Michael and I would go to Agape, I started learning, universal principles, universal law. I am God. God lives
Yes.
within, doesn't live in
Yes.
somewhere, and that I don't you know, I don't have to be in fear of too many things, because heaven is right now. I live in heaven right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't believe in, when you die you go to heaven, because I know when I do things that are bad, I feel horrible in my soul, my back hurts. I know when I did wrong. To me,
You know what's crazy? And I'm sorry to interrupt. I did a hour-long video by myself, and I said the exact same thing that you just said. I believe that heaven is right now, and it's a state of consciousness. And
yes.
I know if there's some pearly gates and all that stuff we've been taught. So I'm loving this conversation. Thank you.
I thank you, and I want to come back and talk with you more, because I feel like we could talk forever. Maybe we could do spirituality next time, because
I would love it.
yeah. So yeah, I definitely believe that that manifestation is real. That like I say, universal law, and that goes from A to Z. Whatever you set your mind towards, through meditation, positive thinking,
Yeah.
giving, giving back, and being, living in gratitude. It's all part of my everyday regimen. I have to give because I've been so blessed over my lifetime that it's imperative for me to
Yeah.
attention to those that need, and I like to help people who are launching lines. I
Yeah.
perhaps will be opening an agency for influencers, for brand ambassadors, and for people who, just are have ideas, but they're afraid to become entrepreneurs because maybe no one has taught them how to get a 501c3 or how
Right.
to incorporate their business. So I'm trying to put a team together, and we're gonna, start really, helping young millennials, because I feel that they have everything at their fingertips. They could
Yeah.
do anything on the computer. They could create, but they don't know the business ethics. And a lot of times, as African Americans, families don't sit down and talk to their kids about the stock market or credit, or how
Right.
to maintain a 720 FICO score or better, and why you need that. So there's
Right.
some
Right.
things that I think that I can lend, and with the right team, we could, we could start creating some ambassadors and people who could build empires.
I love that. And, as you go forth and you teach that, could you also teach them excellence?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but excellence starts in the mind. It's not anything you can teach
Yes.
anybody, because I mean, look at Oprah. Oprah wasn't taught excellence, but she is
Right.
excellent. Look at
Isn't she?
there are so many people that you learn, you have that in your heart. It exists already.
Yeah,
You just have to get the chance. I always tell people, just open the door, let me in the room. If I could get in the room, it's over.
I
You
know
know,
them.
and
Right.
it's confidence as well. It's all of
Yeah.
that stuff that we talked about earlier. And I think when millennials or young people are um, are in the space where somebody tells them you are brilliant, you
Yeah.
have created something, job well done. That's what is missing. I think it's the adults that are not uplifting these young people. They need to let them know you're beautiful,
Yeah.
smart, you're so creative, and so once we start there, I think that by the time they're 10, 11, or 12, they're walking around head up, shoulders back, and will not take no for an answer from anybody, because they have that built-in confidence.
And that's absolutely true. I have a daughter who's 24. Well, I have three children, but this is the 24-year-old I'm talking about. She's dark skinned. And I always knew
Mm-hmm.
that dark skinned children have it more tough. But I always wanted this chocolate baby, right? So when she was born, I would just tell her how beautiful she was all the time. You're
Yes.
beautiful. You're my chocolate gumdrop. And, you
Oh,
know, and you cannot tell that child anything. And it's her confidence.
oh yeah. Yes, I agree.
You
I'm
know,
glad you do that. And the cover of your book, is that you? A cartoon character? Is it you? I
yeah,
can't really see it. Oh
yeah.
yeah. Oh, that's nice. You had it
Thank
so far
you.
back, I didn't see it earlier, and I was like, "Is that her on the book?" That's nice.
Thank you. Thank you. I
You're welcome.
try to do it in excellence.
I see. I see.
you know, but was it hard for you giving up one career and going into the next?
I that word "hard" it doesn't exist in my
That's true.
vocabulary. It doesn't
Okay.
exist. Not only
How
doesn't exist. I'm sorry.
okay, let me say it like this. How was the transition of going from one
It
to the
was
other?
it was natural. It was like I didn't even try. It was effortless. It just was. This chapter is done. No longer styling. My friends thought I was crazy. They were like, "What do you mean you're moving to the island? What do you mean? No, you're not going to do this anymore." And when I said it out loud, I meant it.
Uh-huh,
It was just
uh-huh.
I closed that door. I moved to the Caribbean. I reset.
Uh-huh.
I was there for just the amount of time I needed to be there, because when I left, hurricanes came to the Caribbean and demolished most of the island. But
Wow.
I left about 5 months before that happened. So that too was like either my mother, the angels that surround
Yeah.
me, let me know it was that chapter was done too. And so when I came to the States, when I came back, buying houses, I was able to afford that. I was able to choose what I wanted, and my credit was great. I was able to get lines and loans. I met with investors, and they had already believed in me.
Yes.
So I was able to just easily transition into this next chapter of my life, which was building homes.
Yes. So you spoke of your angels. Do you communicate with them on a daily basis?
I can't say daily, but my mother comes to visit me as a hummingbird.
I
And
love it.
I live in Palm Springs now, and
Okay.
my house, there's hummingbirds all around.
Okay.
So uh, it's weird sometimes that, when I have people around me that I know she would like, there's a hummingbird. A
Okay.
humming when you know, there are times I get in my car and I didn't have the radio on, and Tina Marie's on my radio. So
Wow.
things like that happen frequently, that affirm to me that they are in my presence, and that when there's something that I'm excited about, or I'm contemplating, or even sometimes when I'm a little sad or whatever,
Yeah.
something appears in my presence that reminds me that everything's going to be okay.
That's
And
beautiful. What makes you sad?
I'm sorry, what makes
What
me
makes
sad?
you sad? Yes.
Oh boy, what makes me sad? Um,
Yes.
mm, what makes me sad? That's a great question. Uh, I would probably say, and it goes right back to my mother, just not having her here to see the accomplishments that I've made, to be with me like during my birthday, or to, there are times I want to pick up the phone and just call and ask her, about relationships, about love, about getting older. Until you lose your mother, you have no idea. You know what I mean? How big of a hole is in your heart. So I know that over time it has healed, but it's still painful.
I understand.
Yeah.
What makes you happy?
Wow. I'm happy all the time. When I wake up, I'm happy that, God has given me and when I say God, I'm speaking about all gods. I'm speaking about Allah. I'm speaking
Yeah.
the monk. I'm speaking about the universe. So
I'm with you.
yes, I've been there's, some people have regrets and resentments and all that. I have no regrets about anything in my life. I take everything as a learning lesson. I take everything as a time when, I have to evolve. This is the moment to evolve, and that's how I look at it. So I don't know. I mean, I'm really a happy individual. I wake up happy. I wake up in the middle of the night happy. I love to laugh. I'm a social butterfly. I meet strangers at the grocery store, and we exchange numbers and we're friends. And it's nothing. I love people. I love people, and I love everything about, like, anything outdoors. As long as I'm outdoors, I'm happy.
That's beautiful. Now you spoke about being able to pick up the phone and call your mom
Yes.
about relationships and love. Are you in love right now?
Oh, I love how you said that. Wow. I'm not in love right now, but I'm in a lot of like. I'm in deep like.
Okay, okay. With multiples or with one?
Right now with one.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
So, what makes that individual? deserving of your strong light.
Wow. Well, let me just say this, that she is beautiful inside, smart. She has a beautiful heart.
Yeah.
She's very attentive to me. She's
Okay.
kind. She's loving. We're friends. We've known each other for 25 years. We
That's
dated
beautiful.
years ago, and then she appeared back into my life. I manifested her. She manifested me, and I'm comfortable when I'm with her. And like I say, first and foremost, she's my friend, so it's easy.
You know what? I like what you just said. It's easy.
Yes.
I've been married 5 times, right?
Wow.
And number 5 is easy.
Wow.
Yeah, like no pretense.
Yeah.
I'm just who I am. And it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
Mm-hmm.
So I love what you said. It's easy.
Thank you. And I mean that, it's like we don't have to talk 25 times a day, but when we do, we don't get on the phone for 5 and 6 hours. It's like we're still on the phone, but and when we see each other, it's just, I can't stop touching her.
Okay.
Hold hands, we massage each other and
Okay.
have great conversation, and I'm happy. She makes me happy.
You
I'm happy
know,
first and foremost, but she also makes me happy.
I think that's beautiful. Speaking of massages, right? I said to my husband today, someone presented, his name is King Midas Massage, right? And he gives like these really erotic massages. And
Oh,
I was like, honey, I think I want one of these. He says, from me?
yes, of course.
No, I would not allow no one to touch me the way that man was touching.
Oh, no.
You know, my husband, yes, but no one else.
No, it's okay. No, I think I seen that guy where he gets in between your legs, and
Oh, yes.
saw him. I saw him massaging this lady, and I was like, "Wow, you're doing a lot."
But people pay for it and they fly them in. Hi, how are you?
Say hi.
You know, Tony.
We were
And,
driving, and
oh, where are you going?
we just got through working, and she has something going on at her office, so she's being shy because she doesn't feel dressed. And I'm trying to use her phone as light. It's getting dark.
It's okay. I can still see you, so you don't have to. The audience is fine as long as they can hear you. You're amazing. So
Oh,
no worries. So anyway, back to you. Forget that massage with the Midas man.
yes, yes, I saw that, but I
Yeah.
get massages, so we're good.
Now, okay. Did you say you give good massages?
I do. She gives
So,
great massages too. She gives really good hand massages.
oh, that's nice. I think that is so beautiful. I don't like to use my hands too much in massaging. They hurt quick. So
Mm.
maybe I need to take some classes or something.
Your arms, you got to use your elbows. You got to go in there and use all parts of your
Okay.
body. Use your body.
Even my breast?
Yes, especially.
I'm gonna try that tonight.
She said that's TMI. TMI.
Okay. I learned something though, and I'm gonna try it tonight.
Okay.
I'll report back and say it
Call me,
worked.
call me tomorrow. Let me know how it all went down.
I definitely will. Now, when you were working with some of the celebrities, right?
Yes.
What was your most difficult time in your experience working with that particular individual?
My most difficult celebrity is my favorite celebrity. And
Okay.
that's Usher.
Okay. Okay. He's so handsome.
He is handsome, but he's He's very particular about things, you know,
Okay.
and but at the end, when he finally, you know, lets me do what I do, and he steps out on that red carpet, there I've never seen paparazzi and girls and everybody go crazy over a person like they do over him. And he knows how to stand. He's
Yeah.
confident when he's, you know, once I push him out that door, when I'm finished and he steps on the carpet, he kills the game. And he really you know, did a lot for my career in terms of uh, the crossover, because
Okay.
when I started with him, you know, Tamika was still styling him, and she was putting him in
Okay.
t-shirts and jeans and leather jackets. And when his mom called me in to start styling him, it was important for her that I took him to the next level. And
Okay.
so I started walking him into the doors of Dolce Gabbana and Tom Ford and Gucci. And by that time, Naomi Campbell was part of our kind of like, how can I say it, our crew, because
Okay.
some of the songs with us. We did
Okay.
Fashion Rocks in New York, and she was like the leading lady on the stage, and so she opened doors for me to meet
No.
Valentino and Giorgio Armani, and then we started going to Paris and Italy and Rome and all these places, and Dolce Gabbana would call me and just open the doors to their showroom and just say, come and get whatever you wanted. So
Wow.
so you know, I'm indebted to him for that, and grateful that he trusted me during that time of his career, because it really was the height of his career. It was during that Confessions album. You know, there
Okay.
were 9 singles off of that album. We toured, you know, Alicia Keys. We did My Boo with her. I
Okay.
mean, Grammys, every platform you can imagine. We did VH1 in Rome. We did. It was unbelievable. Hallie also was one of my favorites, because she's, you know,
Okay.
she's easy. I could put a plastic bag on Hallie, but she too was so,
Beautiful.
oh, she was, Hallie loves fashion. So she was like, Dawn, just, I trust you. And, you know, it's great when you work with artists that give you your flowers. Like, we
Yeah.
would be on The View, and the ladies on The View would tell Hallie how beautiful she looked, you know. Hallie, you look great. She was like, I didn't do this. My stylist, Dawn, she's right there. And I'm
Oh,
ducked out the camera. I don't, you know, I'm a behind the scenes person, or I was. I'm no longer a behind the scenes person. I used to just, you know, go do my thing and try to stay out of the way of the cameras. But now, you know, I have a feeling that some good things are about to happen, and I have a show coming soon. So
and I was getting ready to ask you that. Are you going to have a show, a reality show?
I don't know if it's reality per se. I think there's going to be something in the works of like a HGTV,
Yeah,
something that, you know, maybe on Netflix or maybe on Oprah's Own or something. There'll be something coming,
I
but
think
it has
that's
to have some type of element of coaching, some type of element of still being who I am, but teaching as we go. Like, I want the girl who lives in Wichita, Texas, or somebody who lives in Mississippi who has never seen a black woman driving a big black truck, that owns houses, that runs, you know, men, 20 to 30 men crew every day. And I want them to see that, you know, you could do whatever you want to do. You can, as large as you want to dream. And,
you
you know,
know, as a black woman, right?
as a black woman,
As a
yes.
black woman, do you get the full 100 respect of your crew?
Hmm.
You
Sometimes, not always, but I have these 2 words I use. You're fired.
okay? Okay.
She said, okay. When I don't get the reset, that's the greatest part of being a boss. That if they don't want to respect me, they don't have to get the check at the end of the week with my signature on it either.
Right. You know, I don't know if your crew is diverse.
Well,
As
diverse in the I have not found women that work uh the construction industry where I am now. I live in
okay.
Palm Springs, so it's predominantly white men and Hispanic men, and I bring in African American men through like my friends' kids. Like, I hire 17-year-old, 18-year-old, old young men and teach them, because I tell them once they have a trade behind their belt, they'll always have a check. Like if they can to become an electrician or a plumber or a framer or whatever it is, they may not be able to get that scholarship to school. They might not be the best basketball football player and might not be able to go to college, but as long as they continue to work with me, I'll teach them as much as I can, and then I put them with certain people that I think that can mentor them. So yeah, in that vein, like I said earlier, this is a way that like I feel like I can give back to young men and help them to become successful.
I think that's awesome, that you're giving that. Now, with the climate, the race climate right now,
Mhm.
right? And with Black Lives Matter,
Right.
with the insurrectionist on January 6th,
Right.
has that affected how the Caucasian men on your crew have treated you?
No, I mean, okay, so I was a political activist while I was in college. I was president of the Black Law Society. I was the only female on the Judiciary Committee. I've always been in politics. I've lived in DC twice. I moved to DC in 2014 because I was part of Hillary Clinton's campaign. I thought she was going to win. I got a house out there. I ended up becoming a political activist once Trump won. I was on, at the DOJ trying to get Jeff Sessions out. I'm very aware of what's happening in the political climate. So when I have people around me that I think possibly are racist or Trump supporters or have that mentality, normally I confront it, in the beginning. I don't act like I'm blind to it. I let
Okay.
them know, listen, we could have our political views. Doesn't mean that I dislike you. As long as you respect me, I'll respect you. But we understand too that, let's not talk politics while we're at work.
Okay.
And I think a lot of people who come to my job sites, they understand that they're there to work, and there shouldn't be any level of disrespect. If anything, I just did a panel yesterday with Andre Whitfield, and we discussed more or less not harassment, but sometimes as a woman, men, I see their eyes drifting down
Okay.
to what we call these double D's.
Right, right, right.
And so I have to remind them my eyes are up here, and
Okay.
let's have the conversation on this level. And, I say it once. If I have to say it twice, then we have a problem, because then I feel like they're a little, being disrespectful or perverted or whatever. Maybe they need to go back home and spend some time with their wife.
Okay. So I guess you say not today.
But not, you're going to learn today. We're not doing that here.
What I love about your newfound love, construction and home remodeling, is that my dad used to do the same thing.
Oh, is he
And
here with us?
he is, but we had a horse stable in the back of the home that he turned into an apartment
Mm-hmm.
for our family members. And it was dope. My dad is so creative and such a hard worker
Mm-hmm.
that anyone in construction, I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
And you always have a job.
Yeah. Oh, even during COVID, like everyone's saying, how they're out of work. I have more work now than I ever have, because a lot of my clients, they're at home all day. You know what I mean? And so they're noticing things are not as perfect as they thought they were, because now they're literally spending time in their living room and looking up at the chandelier, and they're like, this chandelier doesn't even match the house. How could we have lived here with this thing? And then from that it goes to, well, why don't we do something with our backyard? We're going to be in this lockdown for maybe a year. Let's turn our backyards into some sort of oasis, or
Yeah.
into that is comfortable for the entire family. So I'm on, I think, my fourth client right now that predominantly I'm renovating their backyards into, with waterfalls and
Beautiful.
and outdoor fireplaces with, fans and barbecue and kitchen out. So it's been fun. It's been good because they call me and they're like, Dawn, you know that thing that I fought you on, that area where you said meditating and the Buddha you put out there and the waterfall? Well, I spend every morning there now and I can feel your spirit. You left your spirit here. You left
Oh,
you here and I feel you every time I come outside. So it's nice to hear those kinds of things from them.
I think that is so wonderful. Do you travel with your crew? Like, do you go state to state or?
So I have one client in New York, who she sent me there 2 months ago, and she had a crew there, but she wanted me to kind of be in charge of them.
Okay.
She's just waiting for a certificate of occupancy in order for me to go back. But
Okay.
I walked the job with them, told them pretty much how I wanted everything. So they're out shopping now and they're designing kitchen island and designing the cabinets and all the stuff that I've already placed in their spirit to do. And so I'll be back in New York maybe in July or something.
Nice. How does it feel to be a powerful woman?
Hmm, what a great question. And look at your smile. You're so beautiful.
Thank you. Thank
You
you.
shine from inside. Thank you for that. How does it feel to be a powerful woman? Um, I exhale. I could breathe. I can breathe without having any worry that someone's controlling me. I know that I am I used to say this all the time. What is my, I'm the captain of my destiny. My ship sails when I wake up. When I say go, it goes. It's wonderful not to have anybody holding or pulling my strings or stopping me from exceeding every day. Every day I wake up, I want to be better. I want to do better. And so being powerful, I'm just thankful that, I just go when I want to go. And sometimes I sit when I want to sit. And I just, I can go and sit out by the pool and take in that vitamin and sit there until I'm ready to get up. And power comes from within too, right? So
Yes,
so I think about being a boss. I'm saying also the idea that I don't have to really answer to anybody. And so it makes me feel, spiritually, I awaken my spirit by knowing that I am powerful. How about that?
I love that.
Yeah.
What has or what was the greatest thing that your mother said to you and that Tina said to you?
Mm. I'm going to tell you what my mother and father said to me. My father always pushed me. I had two stepbrothers and they were older than me. And so my father always pushed me to race them or to swim and to beat them. And to anything, he would always say, Dawn, you could do it. Beat them. Jump in the pool. Beat them. Run. Play basketball. Whatever it was. I played football, basketball, rode horses. I ride dirt bikes. I have motorcycles. I do everything. And it's because he instilled in me that I could do anything. So what that
I
did
love it.
is when I had to sit in a room with men to negotiate contracts, I wasn't afraid. I knew that I would get what I wanted when I walked out the door because
I
he
love
taught
it.
me to be a strong woman and not dim my light to anybody. And so that was something that my father instilled. My mother was more, it wasn't what my mother had to say to me. The fact that my mother was an entrepreneur, she was a business,
Okay.
she owned boutiques. That's how I really subconsciously, I think that's how fashion was placed into my spirit. I was
Yeah.
only 8 or 9 when my mother had her boutique. So she was a businesswoman in the 70s in a predominant white area,
Okay.
and she was flying all around the country and bringing stuff back to her boutique. And when the clothes would arrive in these big gigantic boxes, my older sisters and their friends would come to see what my mother brought back from Portugal or whatever she went.
Yeah.
And when the box was empty, I would get inside the box. So I would have my whole little world inside this box, but subconsciously I heard them. Oh, wow. Wow. What is that? Oh my God. I heard them oohing and ahhing over something that I couldn't understand. What's so exciting about this red gown or garment? But also that there was power behind whatever it was they were looking at. It moved people's spirits and emotions to make these crazy sounds. So I was just like, whatever they're doing, it sounds like it must be amazing. So I just think little by little, and watching my mother do fashion shows and all of this stuff. And of course, she would make me get in the fashion shows. And at the end, I would walk out holding her hand. So I saw power within her, and you know, the entrepreneurship she had. And so she didn't have to say any one thing. It was all by design that I came through her. You know, I came through her to be who I am now. She was the perfect woman for me to be born from.
I love that on so many different levels, because a lot of us, we question a lot of things, but if we just sit back and we just look deep down inside and we see the elders around us, we see what we've received from them.
Right. I'm
You
laughing. Sorry, she's holding the light.
No, it's okay.
Holding the light. She keeps switching arms.
Tell her we got 8 minutes.
I'm holding on.
It's just crazy because because you were in that scene, it just birthed something in you that you didn't know was being birthed at that time.
Yeah. And, you know, sometimes you do have to tap into, like, you know, well, what was your childhood like? What happened? Why, you know, but there are things that are defining moments that I can recall in everything in my life that defined me. And I know now, like, oh, I remember when that happened. And that's why I have this particular personality trait or whatever it is. Remember certain things, or why I like whatever it is, and why I gravitate to certain colors. Why do I love the water so much? I grew up in Massachusetts by Cape Cod and Martha's Vineyard, and we were always, you know, fishing and on the boats. Till this day, I love the ocean. I love the Caribbean. I love being in the water, on the water, around the water. It doesn't matter. But it was something that was introduced to me when I was a little girl. My mother was out to the raft. There was a raft in the middle of this beach we used to go to, and my mother was a great swimmer. She could swim all the way out to the raft, and I was like, how does she do that? Little did I know, later they used to go out there to smoke a joint. All the moms would go out there and they had little plastic bags. I mean, I didn't even, know smoked weed. I was like, what? That's what they were doing, getting the hell away from all of us to go. But yeah, so you learn certain things from people later on. I was like,
okay. So do you smoke weed?
No, I don't. I get super paranoid. I see all kinds of stuff and I'm scared. So I could do it edible, but I can only do a little piece because I feel like I'm gonna die. I feel like my heart is beating. I go through all kinds of things. I'm like, just keep the phone away from me because I will call 911 in a minute.
Oh my, okay. So the greatest lesson or the greatest words from Tina Marie to you.
Wow, well, when I graduated from college, when I got my bachelor's, she got me a gold bracelet with some, it had a couple diamonds on it, but she engraved something on the back, and it just talked about, gosh, I can't tell you verbatim what it says, but just pretty much, continue to reach for, it wasn't so corny like reach for the stars, but it was something to that effect. And I'd have to go back and look at it, but it was definitely like, you're already there. All you have to do is just continue to raise your hand up. Something, I don't know. I can't remember.
Okay. Do you think that Whitney Houston was taken from us too soon?
Of course, I think Whitney Houston was taken too soon. I think Michael Jackson was taken from us too soon. I think Aaliyah was taken. Kobe Bryant was one of my favorite athletes and crushing. I loved him. All my friends know I would watch basketball and say literally out loud, Kobe is God. He is God. And when he passed away, so many people realized how many lives he touched. And also sad for all of the young ladies that were on that helicopter. So I think
Yeah.
a lot of people were taken from us very young, but I also have a belief that celebrities, especially superstars, are the closest you can get to a godlike figure. These are people that can make you cry. You could faint in the middle of singing to you. All they have to do is tell you, raise your hand, and the entire stadium will do what they say. They are like closest being to God. So I think it's almost like their last life. If you believe in 9 lives, I think that once you get to be your best, the best that you are in whatever field it is, that possibly is your last life.
Wow.
That's my belief. I've never read that.
No, I love it.
That's my personal.
And I'm gonna ponder on that today or this evening and really think about that because I believe that energy never dies and it transfers.
Mhm.
So I'm going to ponder that.
Yeah,
You know,
and that's hard to grasp, like to tell the message that Kobe and her daughter never died and that the energy, you know what I mean? I can't imagine what that was like for her to go home and have Kobe clothes in the closet, have
right,
her daughter's stuff. They just left in that morning. They just left.
right, right.
That seeing her and the hurt, that she still must feel to
Yeah.
have your husband, the love of your life, and your child die at the same time. And that's when sometimes I question, if there is a God, what lesson is learned there?
Do you believe that maybe our time is up at that particular moment?
I mean, clearly it is. Time as we know it is up for them. But like you say, I mean, I don't know. Did he transform into a parrot? I don't know. Is he something
Right,
right now? I have no idea.
right.
But I
I
know
don't
that,
know either.
yeah, I miss him. I loved him. He was amazing.
He had a great spirit and he
Mhm.
was from my hometown. So
Oh,
well, he was outside of Philly,
yes.
but
Are
Philadelphia.
you mad that he came to LA? Tell the truth.
No, you know what? I tell people this all the time. I'm not into sports, I'm into people.
I love that.
So even like with celebrities, I'm not into their craft, I'm into them.
I love
Um,
that.
I believe that my purpose and my journey is to help heal and to usher people into their authenticity and into their freedom.
Hmm. I love that. I want to, commend you for how you run your ship, because when you reached out to me and you said, listen, sis, I heard you on Clubhouse. I
Yeah.
really, really, really would like for you to be on my show. And I said, okay. And I thought you would just, I get a lot of inboxes. And I was like, yeah, okay. Sounds great. I would love to as well. I didn't know there was going to be a follow up. I didn't know when there was going to be a follow up. And then you followed up and you said, someone's reaching out for you. And I said, okay. And just your team is so professional. They emailed me. They asked me to send my bio. I loved it how that email came and it had me put my name in correctly, telling me a little bit about yourself, and
Yeah.
I filled all of that in, and then it came to me on my calendar, and she followed back up with me. I just love how you're running your business, and if ever I'm to do a podcast or have a show, I would emulate what you're doing. And I have a friend that's over here that also is going to have her own podcast soon. So
Yay. Congratulations.
We might have to pick your brain.
Oh, that is no problem. I am here. I
Okay.
am here, but I want to thank you for gracing me with your presence and with your information, with your spirituality, with your mom and your dad and Tina Marie and all those other names, Usher, that you mentioned. Yeah, I think that's big. I just think you're amazing. I love your spirit.
Oh,
So with everything that you do, I love your spirit.
thank you.
And that's what matters.
Thank you.
And you also resonate with a peace and a calmness, and I'm very similar to you in not religious but spirituality. So universe, source energy, Buddha, Muhammad, it doesn't matter.
That's,
Universe, creator,
that's right.
all God.
Yes.
So I love that. And I want to thank your significant other for holding the camera. Thank you so much. And if there's anything at any time that I could do for you regarding podcasting or whatever it is, I'm here. I'm definitely here. So um,
Yes.
tell my listening audience
Tell
how
your
to.
husband I said he's gonna have to give me credit when he sees me next time after you give him that massage.
I sure am. I'm going to put these on them. Tonight, I'm going to wake them up with them.
That's right. So, wait, where are you located right now?
I'm in Houston, Texas.
You're in Houston. Okay, how are you guys doing out there?
We are doing well. We had lost our power and water for like a day or two,
Okay.
but we had a generator already.
Mhm.
So we just plugged in a refrigerator and plugged in some space heaters in our room, and we were fine.
Okay.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah. Absolutely. My nephew lives there, so when I come out there, I guys a ring and maybe we can go have dinner. Now you didn't ask me this. I
Okay.
drink. I drink. I don't smoke. I don't do edibles.
Okay.
So when I come, I'm gonna bring some champagne or some wine or something. What do you guys?
Oh, thank you. Well, I like champagne, I like wine, but I love margaritas. That is my drink right there.
I
And
didn't know what you were gonna say. Okay.
if I drink too many of them, my alter ego comes out, and her name is Shay.
Woo!
So I have to let Shay stay in because my husband doesn't like her because she's like really wild and fun and uninhibited.
Okay.
So,
Mine is her name is Storm.
okay,
All right, so Storm and Shay can hang out.
okay, that's fine with me.
I used to be a tequila drinker. I still drink tequila, but not like I used to.
Okay.
I like a good bottle of wine or a nice champagne. But I'll go there with you. I'll do shots with you. I don't know if I would do margaritas.
Shots I love, but I can't handle too many because there's no in between, right? So it's Sharon and then it's Shay, like, and
Oh,
you don't know when Shay's coming.
oh
So
Lord.
it's like, I'm here.
Oh Lord. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna make sure I hook up with you guys when I come out there.
All right, cool beans. I'm gonna take you off the screen. Tell my listening audience how to contact you if they want to interview you, if they want to hire you.
Okay, very cool. So I'm on all social media platforms. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Clubhouse, Facebook. Pretty much the majority of them are my name, Dawn Marie Haynes, or my company name, Dawn to Dusk Haynes. You'll find me. Just Google me. I same phone number, same email address. I'm easy to find.
Okay, you don't want no stalkers though, right? You
Listen,
don't want to be that easy to find.
listen, I'm not scared of anything. My angels got me.
I know that's right. I love it. I love it.
Here.
Well, Dawn, I want to say thank you so much for
Thank
gracing me with your presence. And stay tuned and hold on for one moment. I'm going to take you off the stage and I'm going to say bye, and I'll be right back.
Thank you. Bye, audience. Thank you guys.
Yay. Thank you, Dawn. Woo! Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in with Dawn and myself. She's phenomenal. I love her spirit. And I just love a powerful woman. I'm going to say that. I love powerful women. I love women that know who they are, what they're doing, walking in their confidence, flapping their wings, and doing what they were created to do. So again, if you haven't bought my book, I'm getting ready to go on my virtual tour, 134 Reasons You Can't Find a Man. Okay, for the young ladies and women who inspire to be in a relationship or who want to be married, this is the book for you. Men love the book as well. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. You have been wonderful as usual. Yes, I am dressed down today. I went and got my teeth done. Yay. But yes, tune in tomorrow at 6 o'clock p.m. I have an interview with a former first husband to a husband. So that's going to be super dope and exciting as well. So have a blessed one. Drink a margarita, smoke a joint, whatever it is that you do that makes you feel good, that's not harming you or anyone else. I love you and see you on tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.